This time, I would like to talk about Muteki no Hito, invincible people. Muteki no Hito refers to someone who has nothing to lose, who has been pushed to the brink, and who is no longer afraid of anything. They are prepared for the worst, even if it means being arrested by the police or facing the death penalty. Such people are no longer restrained by laws, courts, or other potential consequences like damaged relationships, lawsuits, or job loss, as they no longer fear these things. Hence, they are called Muteki no Hito. In China, there have been many people with almost nothing to lose. However, even these people had jobs and feared losing them, leading to difficult lives, but they rarely transformed into Muteki no Hito. Recently, though, cases of such people have become more prominent, which has sparked discussion. Let me show you an article related to this. The story is about a person who was a victim of a traffic accident, and a trial was held related to this accident. The accident occurred in April of this year, and it was a minor collision. However, the victim was hospitalized for treatment, and during this time, they sued for 18,000 yuan in compensation, which is about 356,000 yen in Japanese currency. The trial ruled that the victim was entitled to compensation, but only about 9,000 yen, which is half of the amount claimed. In Japanese currency, the amount awarded was about 180,000 yen less than what was requested. The victim harbored resentment towards the judge over this ruling. The judge was a 37-year-old woman who, while returning home after work, went to an underground parking lot where she had parked her car. It was there that the male victim of the traffic accident, a 50-year-old man, appeared and stabbed the judge to death. The man reportedly attempted suicide by poisoning himself after the attack, but he was taken into custody and later hospitalized. There are several questions that arise from this case. Why did the judge become the target? While it's understandable that the man was dissatisfied with the judge's decision, one might think the perpetrator would be more likely to target the one responsible for the accident. It's possible that the man couldn't locate the perpetrator or that he believed a female judge would be an easier target. In China, it's common for seemingly weaker people to be targeted in such cases. Moreover, there have been previous cases in China where disgruntled litigants targeted judges. The idea that judges make unfair decisions and side with the other party can foster resentment. This type of crime is not uncommon in China. Another point of discussion is that the man committed murder over what was essentially 180,000 yen. This has sparked debates among Chinese netizens. If a similar incident were to happen in Japan, there would likely be widespread attention on the fact that someone committed murder over such a small sum. The value of 180,000 yen is not much for China's wealthy, but for many poor people in China, it's still a significant amount of money. While the average income in China is said to be about half of Japan's, this is largely due to the wealth of a small elite. Many people in China still live in poverty, and for them, 180,000 yen is a life-changing amount. For the perpetrator in this case, not being able to recover the 180,000 yen he expected might have been a devastating blow, leading him to become a Muteki no Hito. The perpetrator, a 50-year-old unmarried man, was reportedly living in poverty. Many people in a similar situation in China don't even go to court, as they can't afford a lawyer or the legal fees. In cases of traffic accidents, however, insurance companies are involved, so there are lawyers who will represent poor people in exchange for a share of any compensation. The 9,000 yuan awarded in this case would likely have been mostly consumed by legal fees. The article highlights that many people in China live on the edge, and a significant number could potentially become Muteki no Hito in the future. The emergence of Muteki no Hito in China is attributed to two factors: individual responsibility and social environment. In this case, it's not just about personal responsibility, as the man was driven to despair over his poverty. The gap between the rich and poor in China is enormous, and the system, created by the Communist Party, is to blame for the existence of Muteki no Hito. In Japan, the emphasis tends to be more on personal responsibility. However, focusing solely on individual responsibility can overlook societal issues. For example, while Japanese students struggle, foreign students are often given preferential treatment. If Japanese people work hard but still can't improve their lives or have hope for the future, then it's important to recognize societal barriers and work to remove them. This is what is truly expected of Japanese politicians. Finally, with the upcoming LDP leadership election, which will likely decide the next prime minister, it's crucial to ensure that the person who prioritizes Japan and its people becomes the leader. Otherwise, the LDP may lose its power in this age of widespread information sharing. That's all for now. See you in the next video.